Hi, everybody. Welcome to the next step in the new home buying process. You've done everything you can to finalize the loan. At some point, once you hit a conditional approval, which means you're about 95% good to go on your 95% good to go on your loan, you will then get information from your builder about my builder called it a new home orientation, pre-settlement meeting, and then a closing meeting. They gave me this information on April the 9th. Uh, my new home orientation was on May the 4th. My pre-settlement meeting was May the 10th, and also my closing was May the 10th. Now, mind you, my loan company was still asking for documentation up until May the 6th. And that's when they finally asked me to wire them the closing money. They were not going to take a check or money order. It was like, we need a straight wire. And I had never done a wire before. And trust me, Cash App and a money wire are not the same thing. Money wire has a lot of legal stuff to it, a lot of financial things to it. But once they had cleared to close, then they said we need a wire of your final payment for everything. Now, the reason why they give you this information so early in advance is because you need to do a couple of things before you can close on your home. Not only do you need to get that loan, you need to get home insurance. Now, make sure you get it for the date that the house closed. I closed on May the 10th. I did not move until May the 15th. I had to get my insurance for May the 10th because I legally owned the house then. Even though I wasn't living in it, it was legally mine. You will also get information about your utility company, your gas, your water, electricity. All those companies you'll get information to, and they will say, call them, tell them that you're going to close and that you're going to take over the account. Once again, the house is legally yours. You have to pay for the heat and the water, the electricity, the gas, all that stuff. You have to start paying for it, even though you're not in the home. You need to schedule your final home inspection. And you can do this during your new home orientation. Um, Now, mind you, having the inspection is great, perfect. Make sure you have that done. But take somebody with you who owns a home. Trust me, the reason why is you're going to be oohing and awing over how beautiful things are and how wonderful things are. You're not going to see anything wrong. I brought my realtor and my father with me, as well as the inspector. The construction manager came, of course, because he had to show me, you know, this is where your circuit breakers are. This is where your heating system is. This is how you change the filter. This is where the thermostat is. This is how you open the window to clean the inside. That is when he even found something wrong. He realized that when he went to open the window, half of them stuck. And he said it shouldn't be like that. It should be very smooth. So he would mark things with blue painter tape. My realtor saw that some of the brown paint on the banister for the stairs had gotten to the white part of the poles. So she would mark that. My dad, I swear, it was a white dot. It looked like somebody had just taken a pencil 7 feet high and marked it in one of the bedrooms. Just went doop. My dad saw it. He marked it with blue painter tape. He noticed that one of the switches for the outlet was slightly crooked. He marked it. I would swear by the time we left, there was not a wall in here with blue tape, without blue tape on it. And mind you, I didn't see nothing wrong with the house. But they were impressed that this was a brand new build, but they weren't impressed by the fact that it was all sparkly and shiny. It's like seeing somebody cute in a really nice outfit and then realizing that everything they own is in collections. Like, you look great on the outside, but then one of your friends come to you and say, yeah, you need to come here for a second. And that person's like, no, stay 5 feet away from them at all times because I know who that person really is. So you just kind of need that person. And I know some people don't have that family that they're close to, where they don't have friends. Get a nosy coworker. Have that nosy coworker. Trust me, you got one nosy coworker with a house and you tell them, hey, I'm having a whole house built. Can you come with me and look it over? They can be like, ooh, yes, because they nosy. Okay, you know somebody at your job who nosy. Let them be nosy and look at your house. Just have that person there that can kind of, keep you in check and get you out of the ooh ah phase. Now, between the new home orientation and the pre-settlement meeting, I had a week. New home orientation was May the 4th. I closed on May the 10th. And so that gives them a week to fix anything wrong that you saw. And anything that you marked that they couldn't fix has to go into your closing documents. My builder had a list of things that he had to fix, and there was one thing that he could not fix in time for me to move in, but it wasn't detrimental to me moving in, and that was a crack in the driveway. So in his documentation, he wrote down crack in the driveway will be fixed in a date that he would fix it by. So things like that your manager will note that your builder is legally obligated to come back and fix because it's in your documentation. So when you come back, they'll go through all the things they fix. They'll go over any warranties that you have for your home. They will go through paint. We have a deal with the painter. The people who own the paint, which is McCormick, I believe that's the name of the company. I keep getting them mixed up with the spice. Sorry about the burp. But here's a touch-up kit that you could order if you have any touch-up jobs, because when you move in, somebody's going to smack your wall. You're brand new and your brain is going to scream because you just had this house built. It's brand new walls, brand new paint, and somebody is bound to smack something. So that's why they always give you a touch-up kit. So you can go and you can do the small things, and then they gave you like 50% off paint. So you can buy like a gallon, 2 gallons, 5 gallons of paint and just paint things. So they'll go through all that with you. Then, what was it? My pre-settlement meeting was like at 9, and then my closing I think was at 10:30. So we went through the house. I got in my car and I had to go straight to closing. Now, when you're sitting down and closing, they're going to come into the room with a stack of documents. I'm not lying to you, this thick. Okay? And you're going to sit there going, oh my gosh. And this person's going to sit down and say, let's go through this. Now, the person that I went through it with, you could tell he was a pro. He even had a stamp. He was just going through, stamp, sign, stamp, sign, stamp, sign. And he was like, okay, sign here, sign here. Yeah, and then he would go through documents with me. One document, I swear, is pretty much if you overpay in taxes, because your taxes, they figure out how much you're going to owe in taxes for property. They divide it amongst 12 the whole year, and then put that in your mortgage. There is a chance that you could overpay. So, because they're just predicting how much it was going to be when they first do this. So what happens is that if I overpay by less than $20, it's like we're going to give that little bit of money to your HOA and offset your HOA costs. But if it's more than $20, we'll send you a check. Do you agree to us doing this? I was like, okay, whatever. Let's do it. So I signed that document saying it was okay for them to do it that way. Then I had to sign another document saying he explained to me how that document worked. I signed that one. He gave me another document, said, I need you to sign this one saying that I explained this to you and you are sound body and mind when I explained to you what the first document was. I was like, what? So not only did I sign something, I had to sign something so you explained it to me. And then I had to sign something to say I was a sound body of mind when I signed the explanation of the first document. What? And you realize that something really messed up had to happen for you to have to sign that many documents. Like, no lie, something really dumb had to happen. Like when you have a piece of cheese that's wrapped up and says open here. Somebody bit into that piece of plastic and sued them and said, you didn't tell me there was plastic on it. It had to happen. So for you to have to sign all these documents, something really crazy had to happen in the past. Um, uh, Something my mom told me before I went in is to sign your name the same exact way each and every time. If you sign something using your middle initial, from that point on, you sign everything with your middle initial, because they will come back to you and say, these two documents don't match on your signature. We need to go back and we need to sign it again. So if you use your middle initial with your full signature, do it for every single document. If when you do your initials, mine will be TG, you make sure you sign it that way every single time. If you use your middle initial for your initials, make sure you sign it that way every single time. Then they will tell you the good announcement. This is your very last document. Woo! You will, that's the sound you will make when they tell you this is the very last document you will sign. You will sit there with a smile on your face. You will sign it. You will breathe a sigh of relief. They will come, they will sit there and they will, sometimes they take pictures, sold, and, the key, new homeowner. Then they will give you your keys. They will give you any documentation you need to leave with that day. Sometimes it's your deed, sometimes your title. Sometimes they say we'll email you certain things, but they will make sure you have everything that day. The guy that I was signing with, he made sure I had his business card in case I had any type of calls, anything that happened. One thing that happened was that I got a bill in the mail for the taxes, and I'm like, what? I thought this was covered. So I called him and said, no, don't worry about that. It's covered. Just send that to us. You should be, we already know about that. Don't even pay that any mind. So that was one of the things we had to work out. And that's it, you guys. I know it seems crazy. Even though I had been pre-approved for my loan and I was under conditional approval, that hit April the 9th. They were still asking me for documentation up until May the 6th. So, and then I didn't close until May the 10th. So it's going to feel like this is a never ending process, especially when they're constantly asking you for W-2s, a letter from your company. They need statements of this month and not last month. And you're going to be like, wait a minute, I just gave you documentation. And that's not what they wanted. And I'm telling you, just stick with it. It seems insane at the time, but stick with it. One of the things that kind of just threw me for a loop that my loan company asked me for was proof that the earnest money deposit cleared my account. Now, if you watch my videos, you know that the builder needs your earnest money deposit to break ground. Mind you, my house was built. We were done. I had just finished my new home orientation. And now you need documents proving that I paid them to break ground. Do you think these people would have broke ground if I didn't pay them? Are you serious? But it was like, we need proof that it came out of your account and it cleared. And mind you, my realtor CC'd on everything that I communicate with, and she just sent me a text message saying, just get the information, Tiffany. Just get it. She said, I'm sorry you have to go through this, but just give them the information, proving that you gave them the check to break ground. And so I actually had to call the bank because my bank switched ending and closing dates on these statements. Before it was like the 20th through the 20th, and now they changed it to the first of the end of the month. So all those old statements that were no longer available online. So I had to call them and have them fax it to my loan company to get that information. And so then I had to remember when this happened, because it may have happened before the 20th or after 20th. So I don't know which one's on. I just know that I did it in December. So I was like, look, can you give them November, December, and January? Just flood them with information. I had to sign paperwork saying that why was my name, with a middle initial on this document, but no middle initial on that document. Like it seems like it's so much and you just want to be done. But I'm telling you, please stick with it, because when they tell you this is the last piece of paper you got to sign, you will feel so good and it will all be worth it. Just stick to it. Don't get mad at these people. Don't cuss them out because they will take your loan away. just take a deep breath and realizing that they're doing their job to protect you and to make sure that you are who you are, your money's coming from the right place, and you are not trying to commit some type of fraud. So just whenever you think to yourself, why am I doing this again? Why am I sending you more information? You have it already. I'm pre-approved. I have conditional approval. You guys said I was clear to close. Like, why are you still asking me? Just take a deep breath, check yourself, and say, okay, I'll just give you what you want. Just give me my house, and just go with it, because that final document you sign, and they give you your keys, you will want to just jump for joy and say that every single bit of this process was worth it. And I promise you, it is 100% worth it. I have every single email from beginning to end of this process, and I look back on it and think to myself, wow, I actually went through all of that. And I'm now sitting in my house. So that's not the end of this, guys, because I'm still learning about the new home process. So I'm going to give you some more tips, some of the hidden costs I didn't think about over the last couple of things, some of the things I didn't realize when I was trying to figure out how much my house would cost. Because when you're thinking about house costs, you're trying to think about the cost of the house itself. You don't think about what bills go up, what bills go down. So I'm going to go through that over the next couple of videos. So even though I've gotten to the closing video, we are not done with each other, because your girl is here to help y'all out. So I'm gonna figure out a title for this. It might be closing day, but I don't want to get it flagging and y'all think that y'all gonna see me close, because I wasn't allowed to bring anyone with me to close. My realtor was actually on Zoom when I closed because of COVID. I would have loved to have my parents there, my realtor there with me, but only the people who had to sign the documentation was allowed to be in for closing, which was just me. I might end up putting my closing video on YouTube. Well, the part that my realtor recorded for you guys to see. But yeah, those are the final steps to the home buying process and you getting your keys. But trust me, we still got a ways to go with this. I love you guys. In life, there's black and white, but because Leslie is still doing her thing, getting her real estate license and working, and now living in a different state than me, you guys are only getting one shade of gray. Like, comment, and subscribe below. Bye.